Cleopatra VII, the last queen of Egypt of the Ptolemaic dynasty, had 4 children during her lifetime. Julius Caesar fathered one of her children and Mark Antony fathered the other 3. Cleopatra VII's family lived in a magnificent golden palace, known as one of the richest residences in the world. However, the idyllic life of the Queen of Egypt and Mark Antony came to an abrupt end in 31 BC after she was defeated by Octavian at the Sea Battle of Actium. Octavian, soon to be called Caesar Augustus, showed no mercy to his opponents. His intention was to defeat Mark Antony and take Cleopatra as a valuable prisoner to Rome, with the ultimate aim of humiliating her and ensuring her death. According to historical accounts, this plan did not materialize as both Cleopatra and Mark Antony decided to commit suicide in 30 BC. After losing their parents, their children were left without protection or guidance. Cleopatra's eldest son, born on the 23rd of June 47 BC, was named Caesarion, a diminutive term meaning Little Caesar, reflecting his association with his famous father, Gaius Julius Caesar. His full name was Ptolemy XV Philopator Philometor Caesar, and he assumed the role of the last king of the Ptolemaic dynasty. From the 2nd of September 44 BC, he ruled with his mother, who harbored hopes that in the future he would achieve the greatness that his father had achieved. Caesarion was educated by respected mentors who prepared him for his expected future role. Caesarion probably took over the reign after his mother's death on the 12th of August 30 BC. Unfortunately, just 11 days later he fell victim to Octavian's order to kill him. Caesarion's death eliminated Octavian's only remaining rival to the Roman throne. Cleopatra's other 2 sons were Alexander Helios, the second of her 3 sons, and Ptolemy Philadelphus. Alexander, who received the epithet Helios, which means son in Greek, was born in 34 BC and was awarded the title King of Kings. Cleopatra and Mark Antony appointed him ruler of various regions, including Armenia, Parthia, Media and uncharted territories between the Euphrates and Indus rivers. In 33 BC Alexander was betrothed to Jotapa, daughter of King Artavasdes I of Media Atropatene. Cleopatra's 3rd son, Ptolemy Philadelphus, was born in August or September 36 BC. By the end of 34 BC he had assumed the position of ruler of Syria, Phoenicia and Cilicia. The historical records make no mention of any military or political undertakings undertaken by the young prince, nor do they shed any light on his marriage prospects, suggesting that he did not live to adulthood. When Octavian conquered Egypt, Alexander was spared, but all the children of Cleopatra and Mark Antony were taken to Rome. As a sign of his triumph, Octavian led them through the streets of the city as captive treasures of the Egyptian queen. The children, adorned with golden chains, followed the effigy of their mother clutching an aspid in her hand. Octavian entrusted the children to his older sister, Octavia Minor, who was also Mark Antony's former wife. They lived together with Octavia and her own offspring. Cassius Dio's account of the history of Rome mentions only that the twins were transported to the capital. This makes it doubtful that Ptolemy Philadelphus survived the journey to Rome, suggesting that he may have fallen ill in the winter of 29 BC. It is possible that Alexander Helios traveled to Rome with his twin sister, Cleopatra Selene, whose name means moon in Greek. Remarkably, Cleopatra's only daughter was the most prominent of all her children, despite being the only surviving member of the Ptolemaic dynasty. Between 26 and 20 BC, Augustus arranged a marriage in Rome between Cleopatra Selene and King Juba of Numidia. This union, unknown to many, would help the pair become 2 of the most significant rulers in Mauritanian history. Augustus gave Cleopatra Selene a huge dowry, cementing her alliance with Rome. When the kingdom of Juba became a Roman province in 46 BC, he found himself a king without a kingdom. So the couple was sent to Mauritania, a rebellious territory requiring Roman oversight. In their new capital, Cleopatra Selene honored her mother by building monuments and temples in her honor. This city, known as Caesarea, modern-day Churchill in Algeria, flourished under their rule, engaging in a thriving trade in the Mediterranean region. The city's architecture was a fusion of Greek, Roman and Egyptian styles. Cleopatra Selene and Juba too had 2 children. Although the name of their daughter remains unspecified, some researchers believe that she may have been Drusilla from Mauritania. However, it is possible that a woman of that name was the granddaughter of the royal couple. more information has survived about their son, Ptolemy of Mauritania. Unfortunately, with his death in 40 AD, the history of the Ptolemaic dynasty came to an end. The exact date of Cleopatra Selene's death remains a mystery. The last coin bearing her name appeared in 17 AD. An epitaph by the Greek poet Krynogoras of Mytilene sheds some light on the possible date of her death. It likens her to the moon darkening after her descent into Hades and implies that she shared the beauty of her namesake Selene. If we interpret the poem astronomically, we can assume that lunar eclipses took place in 9, 8, 5 and 1 BC. And in 3, 7, 10, 11 and 14 AD. According to renowned Egyptologist Zaha Horasu, Cleopatra Selene died in 8 AD. After her death, she was buried in the Royal Mausoleum of Mauritania, located in what is now Algeria. Archaeologists have also discovered a fragmentary inscription dedicated to Juba and Cleopatra confirming their status as king and queen of Mauritania.